Hooty hoo, all my stock market gamblers. Welcome today. I'm Tall Mike. So glad you're here. What do we got going on in the markets today? Well, we're having another down day, right? Down about 260 on the Dow, down about 70 on the NASDAQ. So we kind of got this cascading downward effect going on right now, right? We had the high back in July, right? We had that high. We came down off that high. We made a lower high the 1st of September, and we talked about how September is going to be a bad month, a month of selling, and we're coming down. Now, where are we going to find the next support level at? Well, it's really down around the 200-day moving average on the S&P, which is about 100 points, 100 S&P points lower from here. But we're getting this downward movement. We hit the high, made the lower high, made a lower low, and probably make another lower high. We're probably going to bounce from some point between here and the 200-day, but that's the next target. We'll probably come down and bounce off of that to make another lower high before we go lower, hit a lower low. This is a cascading effect. Now the VIX is shot way up. We're above the 200-day moving average on the VIX, and that's where bad things start to happen. Bad things are happening to the S&P. Bad things are happening to the bond market. The bond market is just selling off day after day, selling off. And it's rare where you get the stock market coming down and the bond market free falling at the same time. Now, why are they doing this? Well, we're expecting the government shutdown, right? The government shutdown coming this weekend. Okay, October 1st, they're going to close the government. Okay. Now, what's this going to do? Well, Moody's says that they will downgrade the U.S. So we've had a downgrade in the U.S. from the S&P, a downgrade from Fitch, and now we're going to get the downgrade in Moody's, which is going to send this market lower. That's just what's going on. You see, we have, our government are a bunch of fools trying to run the country for us. Okay, maybe we should get rid of them all. They can't do their job. They can't get the government to stay open even. Now, don't get me wrong. I think it's better when the government's closed. We can't spend money. Now, of course, Congress still gets paid during the shutdown. Did you know that? All the other government employees know, but the Congress, they still get their paycheck. That's fascinating to me in itself, right? Maybe if they don't get their paycheck, they'd figure out how to keep the government open. But we've got problems right now, and that's causing the bond market to sell off, causing the stock market to sell off. Okay, let's get over to the real estate market. Now, I'm sure many of you have heard the headline, right? I mean, it was spread all over the news yesterday. Home prices hit record high. Oh, man. Maybe I got this all wrong. Maybe Billy Bob's not the genius. Maybe the Moon Boys have this all right. Maybe the Moon Boys, they're the smart ones. Maybe Billy Bob's the fool. I don't know, that's the headline, right? Home prices hit record high in July. July, huh? That's a couple months back already. Now, why does it take that long to come out? I'll never know that. But all right, so they say that home prices hit record high in July. So I went and read the article, right? You got to read the articles. That's a fascinating headline to me. We're at record high. So, okay, here's what they did. All right, year over year, we're up 0.1%. Year over year, right? 0.1, not 1%. No, not 1%. 0.1%, 0.1 of a 1, right? So basically we flatline for the year is what they're saying. On a national average, we flatline for the year. Now that's interesting to me. Now we've had inflation running about 8% for that year, according to the government, right? We've come down a little bit off those numbers now. But all right, so you flatline. So you're really, in real terms, you're really down about 8%. Okay, well, all right, I'll buy that. Okay, that makes sense to me. All right, but what else does it say? What else did the article say? It says that the pace of home sales year over year is down 38%. 38% transactions are locked up. It's a frozen market. It's a frozen up market. Nobody can buy, nobody can sell. Now you got Danielle Hale. She's the big chief economist at Realtor.com. And Danielle, she comes out and she says, well, the reason for this is there's lack of inventory. Now we've been hearing about that for a long time, right? Okay, drives me a little crazy, but all right. Let's say there's lack of inventory. Now she says the cause of this is because the existing home sellers, they don't want to sell with rates high and costs high. Now, I think she has this backwards, right? I don't think the buyers don't want to buy, right? I mean, we're down basically 40% in sales volume. Real estate agents are not making money. Their business is off by 40%, right? A lot of them getting out of the business. You can tell that because they're leaving the industry. They can't even afford the cost to renew their license. I mean, it's kind of fascinating to me. So that 40% has the market locked up. Now that we've hit these new record highs, I just don't understand that, right? All right. So you got CoreLogic, who was mentioned in the article. CoreLogic comes out and says right now there's 1.2 million homes underwater. They're underwater, 1.2 million homes. Now, what if those homes come onto the marketplace? Well, what if people stop paying on those homes? Now, I got contacted by another bank. They want to online me because they're taking a lot of properties back. You see, they say that just in the last 6 months, defaults have tripled, meaning the amount of people not making their mortgage payment has tripled, right? Just in the last 6 months, people can't afford this. And that's where Daniel Hale gets this wrong. You see, the high cost of home ownership is causing people not to make their payment. The high property taxes, the high insurance costs, the high maintenance costs, the high utility bills, they don't have money to make the mortgage payment. So in the last 6 months, the defaults on mortgages has tripled, right? So people aren't making their mortgage payment. Now, would you continue to make your mortgage payment if you're underwater? A lot of people would say, yes, Mike, of course I would. I'm locked in at 2.8%. I'm going to make my payment no matter how far underwater I drop. Now, when they say underwater, what that means is that someone went out and they bought a home. Let's take $1 million home. They went out, put that $100,000 down, right? That $100,000 already wiped out. They're below that. They're below $900,000. They've already lost $100,000. If they want to get out, they got to bring money to the closing table. That's what underwater means. Okay. Now it means that you bought at $1 million and your neighbor just sold at $800,000. You are basically underwater if you still owe $900,000 because that's the new comp in your area. So now you're down here at $800,000. But yet we're at a record high, That's what they say, right? But yet we have 1.2 million underwater. Something doesn't add up to me. Something's just not right. Now, I know in your area it's probably a new record high, right? Because you live in the great area, right? But in my area, man, we're way underwater. A lot of people underwater in my area. I got San Jose, California, a lot of people underwater that bought just in the last couple of years. If they bought in the last couple of years, they've already got their equities being wiped out, right? San Francisco, the equities getting wiped out up there, right? So there's different pockets to the country, and I get all that. There's different areas. Your area is a great area. It's at a record high, and that's fabulous. And it's never going to come down. No, it's impossible. Completely impossible. But here's what we got going on, right? All right, so we got the new home sales information came out. Now, that was fascinating because you got the one article that says we're at the record high, right? And then you got the new home information. Now, new homes from July to August, they dropped 8.6% in sales volume. That's a big drop in 1 month. Believe me, that's a real, what happened? Let me think. The selling season ended. The kids went back to school. It's coming to a standstill. It's coming to a lockup. The banks are in trouble. Credit crunch is happening, right? All right. So follow this now. Okay, so down 8.6% for 1 month. Well, what did the prices do? Well, the prices dropped in the new home sales. We're at a record high, but the new home sales are Well, they're kind of getting into a free fall. We don't know exactly how much they dropped. They say they dropped. Well, they say they went down. They went down to from 436 down to 430. Now that's what they're admitting, but that's just on price. You got to understand what's going on here. Okay, 1/3 of home builders have admitted that they've reduced their prices. Okay, 1/3 of them. 1 out of 3 homes that are for sale in the new market have reduced their prices. Okay, well that makes sense. But here's the other thing. 2/3 of home sellers, of the home builders, admit that they have to give incentives to get their home sold at the reduced price. Now, does that sound like we're at record highs to you? Does not sound like a record high to me. Sounds like we're in a lot of trouble to me. The market's frozen up, right? The home builders of homes are coming down. Now, here's the thing you got to be careful of. If you're going to go buy a new home, now, I know none of you are crazy enough to do that right now. Maybe 1 or 2 of you are. You got different reasons. Everybody's got a different reason to buy or sell. But you do not want to buy in a new subdivision, right? Not until the whole subdivision has sold out and maybe one comes up for resale. Now, here's why. All right. So the home builders, and you can look at the stocks of these companies. All right. Toll Brothers, I'd say down 15, 20%. Just in the last couple months. Lennar, the same way, down 15, 20%. D.R. Horton, they're all coming down. They're all dropping. Now, what's fascinating is Warren Buffett bought up here, and they're already down 20% from where he bought them at. What's that man thinking? I know he's a genius. I know he is. Don't tell me he's not. Don't ruin my image of Uncle Warren. But anyways, he bought way up here. He's already 20% underwater. Warren's finding out what it means to be underwater. A lot of these people that just bought homes, they're underwater. Their equity's getting wiped out. But here's the thing about home builders. All right, so they build this subdivision. Let's say there's 100 homes. And let's say you're the first one to go in and buy a home, right? And they got them for sale at the bargain price of $1.2 million. You get in there and you buy them. You're the first one on the block. You move in. All right, well, nobody else is moving in next to you. That's kind of interesting. Oh, it's really weird. You have no neighbors, but right before garbage day, they come and they wheel out some garbage cans to make it look like people are living there because they want you to feel at home. So they get their employees to actually wheel out the garbage cans to make it look like they've sold other ones, but they haven't sold any yet. All right, so now the time goes by, maybe a couple more get sold, right? So you go into the sales office and you ask what's going on. They go, well, we're selling the homes. We're trying to get them sold. We're trying to get them to the marketplace. And you look at their sheet there, and they got all these sold signs on their sheet where it says that one sold, that one sold, that one sold, that one sold. Well, there's nobody living in them. What does that mean? It means they're trying to fake the people out that come in because the people that are coming in, they want to see that people have bought, so they put these sold stickers on them. Wow, very interesting, very fascinating tricks they do. But here's the thing. Okay, so they can't get them sold at the price you bought it at, so they have to lower the price, but they don't want to do that. That's going to really piss you off, isn't it? It'd piss me off. But anyways, they don't want that to happen, so what do? Well, they give them incentives, right? They give them incentives. Hey, you can get the marble countertops in the kitchen. We'll throw that in for free. Hey, we'll build you a swimming pool in the backyard. We'll do it for free. Don't worry about it. They do anything to get the home sold at the same price as you just bought at 1.2. But even with all these incentives, they're going to buy down the rate on this guy. They'll buy him down. They'll spend $100,000, $200,000 to buy down the rate so they don't have to reduce the price. Because they don't want you pissed off, right? They don't want you angry. They got to look at you every day. The sales office is on your block and you can walk down and start yelling at the people. So they try to keep the prices up here, but they can't do it. All of a sudden, they got to reduce them. Look at, they're giving away to your next door neighbor. He's getting a $200,000 credit back, and they've reduced the price to 1.1. So right now, the comp is below your comp, but it's worse than that because they gave him a $200,000 bonus by buying down their mortgage, by putting in the swimming pool, by putting in the countertops. They're getting all these deals. You were the first one to buy, but you would think you'd be rewarded. No, you're not rewarded. They're punishing you, right? They're punishing you because your next door neighbor, he's buying at a cheaper price. And by the time they get those hundreds of homes sold, they may be down to 800,000. Your equity's not only wiped out, you're now underwater. Of these 1.2 million people that are are underwater, a lot of them are in the new home market. People that bought new homes are already underwater. Now, that's sad, right? That's sad because all their hard-earned money's already gone. You could have sat on your hands and waited. You could have rented because your payments would be about half of what you're paying for that new home. Man, it's kind of a mistake, isn't it? Yeah, kind of is. So maybe Billy Bob's still a genius. Maybe the Moon Boys don't have this right. I don't think they do. I don't think they do. Now, a lot of people get upset with me. They think I don't like real estate. Look, real estate is great, you know. It's a great way to get rich. It is. Made more millionaires than anything else real estate has, right? But it's not the time right now. We're in this bubble. Right now. It's better to be a renter. Right? I'm not saying to rent forever. No, there's going to be a time where the opportunity happens, and that's coming. And if you wait, you're going to get that opportunity. The bargains are coming. Right now is not the time. If you sit back, relax, the prices will come down. They're coming down now. Don't buy into this. Home prices hit a record high. I don't think so. 1.2 million underwater. New home sales are in free fall. Look if you were the first one to buy in your subdivision, I feel sorry for you. You've lost a lot of money. You're underwater. Do you have a lawsuit? No, you don't, because you were the fool that went in and bought. Do not be the fool. Do not be the bag holder. Sit back. Wait for the prices to come down. The opportunities will be out there. I'm Tall Mike. If you like this stuff, give me the thumbs up. Why not punch that subscribe button and share it with somebody? Let's get the community growing here a little bit. Get out there, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye now.